Welcome to the Complete Knockout, the MMA visual podcast show where we talk all things MMA related, whether it's in the UFC or whether that's in Bellator. You can make sure we cover it here on the Complete Knockout. And in today's episode, will revolve heavily around UFC Fight Night 139, which involves the Korean Zombie taking on Yair Rodriguez. It's going to be an exciting fight, ladies and gentlemen. I think that would be very interesting. I think that's going to be, that has a lot of firepower. So stay tuned. We're going to be talking about betting picks. We're going to be dissecting a few fights, giving match analyses. But before we get into any of that, I want to make sure to drop an announcement. We've certainly and recently been sponsored by MMA Sucka, the MMA news outlet. Make sure you go check them out. Make sure you go check out their Twitter. Let them know the Complete Knockout sent you. Things have been picking up. We've been doing some really good interviews. Been getting lots of great experience and exposure. It's all thanks to you. So make sure you guys continue the support. Like this video, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Let us know what you think. Add your comment onto the discussion. Let's just do it. First thing I'm going to cover is a fight between Michael Trizano versus Louis Pena. This fight is the 7th fight of the card, and as you know, we don't go through all the cards, we don't go through all the fights. We pick the ones that are the most interesting to give a in-depth match analysis. So the first fight we're talking about is undefeated. Both individuals are undefeated. Both individuals are actually graduates of the Ultimate Fighter, with Michael Trizano 7-0. The Lone Wolf is 26 years old, has quite a bit of good tools if you ask me. Stands at 5 feet 11 inches tall. Fought in the Ultimate Fighter 27 finale. Got a split decision victory over Joe Giannetti. But his opponent, most certainly more known on the Instagram sphere. Not a lot of people know his real name, but Violent Bob Ross, also known as Luis Pena, which is funny. Usually people know the real name and not the nickname, but let's just go with it. Undefeated in his own right. 5-0, 25 years old, stands significantly taller at 6 foot 3 inches. This is going to be an exciting fight. Looked very sensational in his first round guillotine choke submission victory over Richie Smullen. I'm a big Louis Pena fan, not so much based on his personality or this whole Violent Ross gimmick, but genuinely based on his skill. If you watch the season of The Ultimate Fighter, he was injured. However, before that, he showed exceptional striking, very good jiu-jitsu, and just overall a very smart guy fighting. And when you couple the fact of natural ability, the fact that he's so tall, the fact that he's not a slouch and takes his training seriously, the fact that he's precise with his striking, has the ground game, jiu-jitsu, takedown defense to support him with that IQ, you certainly have a dangerous game-ready fighter. But let's not take anything away from his opponent. Michael, the Lone Wolf Trizano, also a very durable fighter. I feel like he has a little bit more experience, but 7-0 versus 5-0, relatively the same. Both young guys, right? Neither of these guys are even 27 yet. Violent Bob Ross is going to have the significant height advantage, but as we've seen before, height doesn't necessarily equate to the biggest of advantages. Sometimes it can actually hurt the opponent. So, relatively speaking, this is an even fight, and the loser will receive their first fight as a professional athlete. It will set them back, and I feel like it would propel the winner further into contention series, especially Louis Pena, Violent Bob Ross, because he has a backing on the Instagram side. If you look at his Instagram account, he has quite a bit of followers, quite a bit of a fan base. And all around this Violent Bob Ross gimmick, I think he rocks it. I think he's a great guy, really good on the mic, has that arrogance, has that swagger. Michael Trizano, that split decision victory over Joe Giannetti, I didn't really see anything that stood out in terms of raw striking or raw jiu-jitsu or raw wrestling. Maybe they were a lot closer skillfully, but he didn't blow me away in his performance where Louis Pena definitely did with that first on guillotine choke. So based on that result, based on all the ethics, and based on the skill set, I'm definitely going to have to give this one to Violent Bob Ross. I feel like he can even stop this fight. I feel like maybe we're looking at a first or second round submission, TKO victory, or a unanimous decision. I think he can take it anywhere. Cardio, I think it's there. Striking, definitely in there. And jiu-jitsu, if Michael Trizano isn't prepared, can get caught. So that's the pick. Violent Bob Ross, first, second round submission.